Let's cross live to Imtiaz Tayyab, who's in Gaza City. And Imtiaz, I mean, I can see the destruction behind you. It looks like the mosque and the university were completely destroyed.
That's right. I'm here at the Imam Shafi Mosque, which is was one of the largest mosques here in the Gaza Strip. In fact, at peak prayer times, close to 3,000 people could pray here. But if you just look over my shoulder and you can see just what's left, very little. The destruction, the devastation caused by that Israeli airstrike, just plain to see. Again, I've been speaking with the people who were running this mosque. They were telling me that it took them years to raise money to build this mosque, and within seconds it was reduced to just rubble.
And it seems as though the Israelis are targeting anything which is governed by Hamas, not just things which they're saying are military targets. Why were those buildings targeted?
At this stage, we just don't know. All I can really say is that over the past several days, it's become very clear that there are no red lines. In fact, let me just sort of pan over my shoulder here. You can see what was once the minaret of this mosque, but again, no red lines. Hospitals have been targeted. At least 6 hospitals have been targeted. We know that UN schools where people have been sheltering have been targeted. In fact, I've driven all over the Gaza Strip over the past several days that I've been here, and in many neighborhoods which have seen some of the heaviest fighting, you'll see ambulances which have been shelled as well. And if you can imagine, these ambulances are used by first responders, people who've come in to help those people who have been caught up in attacks and in shelling and in airstrikes, and they too have been losing their lives. So again, it's hard to know why certain areas have been targeted, why places like this have been targeted, but as we've been seeing over the past 24 hours, a number of sites have been leveled just like this.
Yeah, and particularly heavy activity in Rafah at the moment, Imtiaz, largely because the Israelis are searching for their missing soldier. What's been happening down there?
Well, we know that intense shelling goes on in Rafah. We know that there's been several airstrikes in Rafah, a very chaotic and indeed violent situation there, but it's really hard to get a true sense of what's happening there because Rafah is sealed. No one can get in, but perhaps more crucially, people can't get out. So over 100,000 people call Rafah and the surrounding areas home. They're effectively trapped in this fighting. And although we know around 120 people have been killed within the last 24 hours, what we don't know is what's happened in the last few hours as this fighting continues, as the intensity of the bombardment continues. All we really know is that number will very likely increase.
Imtiaz, thank you for that update. Imtiaz Tayyab in Gaza City for us.